Hey, my name is Daniel Bervenet, and I'm making a video about the learning tree. I have my guidelines pulled up on my phone right next to it. See? It was on my DS, but the quality of pictures on there is really bad. So, Also, if my roommate comes in with a Swiffer, you just gotta ignore it. Be ready for it. It happened like 3 seconds before I started recording. Um, okay. Representation and stereotypes. Analyze how the film portrays African American characters and communities. Okay. Um, so most of the characters in the Learning Tree are African American. I think, yeah, definitely most. And they're portrayed in like a lot of different ways. There are some negative representations in there, and some positive because like they're people, so they're gonna be good and bad. Um, we can start with the negative and then go to the positive because there's gonna be more positive probably. Um, but so, what's it? Marcus. He's yeah, he's probably the primary antagonist of the film. Um, and he is kind of portrayed as like the angry black man of like, you know, he's just kind of mad about everything. Not the best portrayal. And then his father also beats him. Also not the best portrayal. Those are kind of the only bad ones that are popping up in my brain. I think that's it. Oh, you kind of in the opening like 3 minutes of the film. I don't remember which character, but the female character that takes Newt in after the Twister could be portrayed as a bit of a I think it's called the Jezebel. I think that sounds right. Um, but you like could be portrayed as that. My hair is not good today. Do you see this? It's like the wrong kind of spiky. Ignore that. She's kind of portrayed as like a Jezebel, bit of a Jezebel. I'd say for the most part, every other character in the film is portrayed pretty well. Um, you've got obviously with Newt, you have so much character depth there. He's very characterized. He feels like such a like real person, obviously, because he's just taken from Gordon Parks, and the film is by Gordon Parks. So like um, and then a lot of people in Newt's family feel very like they're all characterized very differently. So you've got his brother who is just awesome. His characterization is that he's cool. He's John Wayne. And then I don't think we see really much of his sister. But she seems cool, whatever. Um, his uncle it's like a mix between like a kind of wise sage character and like someone's running a blender. Like a fanciful kind of maybe not all there type of guy. But it's a really interesting characterization. His monologue about not seeing color because he's blind. So that part was really cool. And then let's see, Newt's parents, both of them are they're just good characters. He's pretty like trying to think if anything stood out about. Oh, his mom's very like wise. And then her death scene is just really sad. That like dude, that got me when we were watching that. I was like, bro. Oh, and then Newt's friends I like. They were I think my favorite part of the film was just like the four of them because I'm not including Marcus. He's kind of evil. Well, morally gray, but the four of them just like running around is like my favorite part of the film. When they're in the swimming hole, when they're in the like the circus boxing arena, that was cool. Yeah, I think those are all the important ones. Or all the important black characters. Some of the white characters that like those are really interesting to see. With the obviously like time period of the film. Because you've got like some really good arguments from white characters, which I didn't expect going into it. Because a lot of them feel really like real. The teacher or the not the teacher, the principal, for example, feels like that's like he is taken from a real person for sure. of like not being cool with what's going on at all, really, but feeling like he needs to change it and justifying it to Newt, but to himself, and then not really doing anything, which is like obviously it's bad, but it's like at least you feel that way. That makes you better than some people in the film. Um, and then the judge is awesome. What a guy. He's a really good characterization. Yeah, he was awesome. Let's see. Authorship and personal experience. Ooh, that one looks good. Yeah. Explore how a Gordon Parks background and personal experience influenced the film. Oh, okay. So, okay. This is actually such an easy question for this film because Gordon Parks made the film, obviously, and it's like it's about him. It's about his earlier years. I don't think it outright says that in anywhere in the film, but like it's just the story of him. I think he, or not. I think he extenuates a little bit probably, and then it seems like he changes the names, being as that his name is not Newt, it's Gordon Parks. But there's like a lot of things in the film that just like happened to him. The scene that pops into mind is when his mother dies, and then her her dying wish is for him to go off and live with his sister, whose name I don't remember. That just happens in the film. That's like a plot point. And so like a lot of it is just really his story. Oh, that's an interesting one. It says it's talking about how he's a photographer and how that kind of shapes it. Actually, I really wanted to talk about that. That's cool. So you can kind of like, well, sorry, I was gonna say you can tell he's a photographer from the way the film's shot. I don't know enough about how films are shot to stand on a high horse and tell you that. But the film, like the way it looks is like really pretty. Like it was a very like visually appealing film to watch in a lot of parts. Like whenever there's grass on screen, it looks like magical. Which is it's an interesting contrast. Because a lot of the things in the film look really good, like really good. But then obviously the subject matter of the film is like very dark. So it's a nice contrast. It was really interesting to see those two things. Am I five? Two things kind of working in tandem. Because I'm thinking like a really good representation of what I'm talking about is the scene at the river that they're swimming in. They're all like, swimming, it looks awesome. And then seconds later, a guy jumps in and gets shot by a police officer. That was crazy. And I think like looking at I'm not crazy familiar with Gordon Parks' works, but from some of the photos we've looked at in and around class, it seems like he has a good eye for juxtaposition, which that was, dude, I sound like a film student. Did you hear that? But like he likes to put things that make sense next to each other, but you don't see them often. I'm thinking of the one picture of the guy in the alleyway with the sheets overhead, and they kind of look like angels, but it's in like a pretty rough part of town, and everything else around it looks very street, very rugged. So it's an interesting juxtaposition, which is a word I love. And I'm trying to think of the carnival. Okay, the circus was very like bright, because it's a circus. It's very like bright and happy looking. That scene is just kids beating each other up, which like it looked fun at first, and then Marcus got in there, and you're like, oh man. So I think that it's a very good difference between the subject matter and what you're actually seeing on screen. I thought that was really cool. In summary, Gordon Parks is very talented, and I like him a lot. Thanks for watching. Oh wait, that's cool. Hold on, wait, check this out. Yeah. Okay. Bye.